everybody to Strike Team Game presents Level 4 XP, and welcome back to the show, welcome back to the stream, and just in general, welcome back. We're going to have some more gaming news for you as of August 29th, 2021. This will be all your gaming news that we've collected throughout the week. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce who I'm here with.
Irishguy, aka Mike.
This is Doc. Zmainia.
Welcome everybody, I'm Game Boy. As previously mentioned, we're going to go ahead and give you a list of everything that's debuted in the gaming news world for the last upcoming week. So thank you again for coming back to us. A few announcements before we get too carried away. First and foremost, we have been, as of this recent weekend, welcomed to Amazon Music as a podcast, as well as Reason Podcast as well. So just two more websites that you're going to be able to come in and check out and listen to us on as well. So go ahead and give those a listen. Both of those links to those podcast services will be listed in our Linktree down below. The second piece of news is come one more day, Extralife is doing a fundraising campaign. So if we raise $150 within the next 24 hours, we're going to be able to be sent and shipped a set of customized D&D dice. So kill two birds with one stone here, raise money for kids who need it, as well as, get us a set of dice as well. Money goes directly to the Children's Hospital here in Sacramento, UC Davis Children's Hospital. So make sure that if you check out the link tree, make sure you also look and check out the Extra Life fundraiser listed in the episode description below. Without further ado, you guys ready to get started?
Never.
Yep.
Alrighty, so as previously mentioned, this is going to be your gaming news as of the 29th. Guys, usually what I like to do is pay attention to all gaming conventions that happen. Some time ago, we did E3 as one of the conventions that we pay attention to. This most recent weekend, I think it was, if not this recent month, is going to be Gamescom. So did anybody watch it or anybody familiar with it at all?
I've heard of it. I don't know much about it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think I've seen it before. I don't know. I think I've seen it before, but that's about it.
So Gamescom usually kind of hints and is directed mostly towards the Xbox side of things. It's one of the terms that they've kind of coined. And in this particular setting, they announced a whole bunch of new games and updates to their games. I'm going to skim through just kind of a few of the stories that were taking place during that time. And if anything piques your interest, you guys can just chime in at kind of whenever. So the first thing that they did announce was there's pretty much the article that I have from IGN is the lineup, the schedule, and what they featured. The first thing that they announced was Marvel's Midnight Suns officially announced. This game is now set to release September 1st, 2021, or the game is set to be released March 2022. And they have a gameplay reveal that's going to happen September 1st in 2021. It's a new strategy game from Firaxis Games, and it looks to be a super powered version of the studio's XCOM franchise. And the focus is going to be on superheroes like Iron Man, Captain America, Wolverine, Captain Marvel, and more. That was the first one that debuted. Did anybody... Ronnie, I know this is a big comic book one. Are you familiar with the Midnight Suns?
Honestly, no. Some of these are, I don't pay attention to as much.
I know I've played XCOM with our buddy Matt. It's a fun game. I'm not sure how I can imagine how they'll do a Marvel one, but I'm not 100% sure how they'll do it, but it should be fun.
Yeah, I know I have some friends that'll definitely be getting this, but I'll probably just play it when I'm over at their house.
Next one on their list was Horizon Forbidden West. Has been confirmed to have a 2022 release date. This game has been delayed and pretty much pawned off for one reason or another, but it officially has a February 18th, 2022 release window with the help of to help with the wait, they have offered a 60 FPS patch for Horizon Zero Dawn. That was the next major announcement out of Gamescom for this game. And I have kind of cherry-picked which ones, I feature.
Yeah, I haven't really played any of the Horizon games. I'm not a huge racing game.
Different Horizon.
Yeah,
That's Forza.
That's
Horizon.
Forza Horizon.
Yeah,
Whatever.
this one's more of like
It's
tropical.
Yeah, it's like if mecha dinosaurs took over the world.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I still never played it.
I've never played it, but I've seen stuff for it. Looked interesting. I just never got into it.
The Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga gets gameplay trailer and a spring 2022 release window, as well as Metroid Dread has an official second trailer with an October 8th, 2020 release window as well. I know my dumb ass is going to be coming in, buying the Skywalker Saga.
Yeah.
Any of those interest anybody?
I have some of the Lego games because they were free with Epic. In the Epic Game Store, but I haven't even played them.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Legos games, Star Wars especially, but I don't usually go out of my way to buy them unless it's for one of my cousins that happen to come over. I think I've bought 2 Lego games, and both of them were because of that. I mean, they're fun. I just don't go out of my way to play them by myself.
Alrighty. So the next piece I have is last week, Mike, you had an article that hinted at a potential Saints Row reboot or remaster.
Yeah.
And we all kind of anticipated that it was going to be the remaster of the original game. Well, the franchise has since officially been announced at Gamescom as officially rebooted. From Game Informer, they showed off a trailer for the new game. It was pretty quirky, as most Saints Row games are. It had the gangster feel. It looked like it was set in an Arizona Breaking Bad-esque type, environment. There wasn't a whole lot of detail on. The article I have here obviously details more information, but just look at base, it looks like it's going to be kind of like your typical Saints Row, but it's going to be more targeted towards an audience of today's caliber. Tweeting, not gentrification, but people who use Instagram and stuff like that. It's going to be focused. Seems like it's focused more around that as opposed to gangsters of the 20th century. Set to release on all systems and platforms February 25th, 2022.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And one thing, since we're talking Saints Row, I believe it's until September either 2nd or the 9th. It is the free game it is one of the free games with the Epic Game Store. It's the remastered of, I think, the original. I don't remember.
Saints Row the Third?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I saw that today.
So yeah, just if you haven't got it, go out and get it, claim it at least. Don't have to download it, but you can get it for free.
Yeah, it looks like it ends on the 2nd at 3 p.m., but I'm not seeing a time zone.
I believe it's Pacific.
Pacific?
Specifically.
Oh, as opposed to Atlantically.
Don't everybody stay awake. CatDog and April O'Neil are coming to Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. When I think of this game, I kind of think of these are not characters I would suspect, but if you look at games like Super Smash Brothers, whatever, right?
That's half of what they
So
do,
just by that picture that you just had of Leonardo, it looks like it's a Nickelodeon version of Smash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I took away from it. PlayStation did one as well. It was Sony Brawl Stars or something like that.
I remember a Cartoon Network also did something like that a while ago on their website.
They still have it.
Nice. I think they've actually made actual video games, not just on their website. This was back when I was a young lad.
I will point out though that the chick from Hey Arnold appears to be a little too excited about getting decked off a map by a Ninja Turtle.
Well, I mean, she is constantly getting turned down, basically, or at least in her head she is, even though she never
she's
really
probably
asked him out
yelling
for the whole show.
She yells.
Yeah, she yells a lot.
So anyway, it's not even out yet, but these characters have been revealed. The famous reporter from the Ninja Turtles series has already had a Gamescom spotlight, and this game is supposed to be released. Doesn't say. I don't see it, so it doesn't say. But yeah, these two characters have been announced for a game that has yet to even come out yet, so I anticipate this is just a company kind of building hype right now. Along with like SpongeBob, Danny Phantom, the Rugrats, Invader Zim, Thornberries, and what they anticipate being a whole bunch more.
I mean, it'd be interesting. I'm not a huge fan of Smash, mainly because I suck at it.
Oh, that's fair.
But I think, bringing all these like childhood cartoon characters into something like that might be kind of fun. That being said, depending on the price, I don't see myself going to get it just because I generally suck at these kind of games. But if it's something that's free or cheap, I'll probably at least try it out.
I definitely anticipate this being one of those ones that goes on Game Pass either day one, or if it doesn't, this is going to be a game that I anticipate seeing go to discount on some form of store moments after it's released.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have Game Pass. But yeah.
That requires money.
Yeah.
Well, no, what I'm saying is
you're talking to cheapo.
Right, but what I'm saying is that, a lot of the games either are going on Game Pass or they're going to Game Pass usually from what a lot of what announced, Forza Horizon, Halo. And then, if this doesn't end up being one of those games, then I anticipate it, being a game that goes as
It'll be
a deal.
Yeah. Kind of like the Division 2 did.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Everything good over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
So from Game Informer, I have here the Xbox games with gold for September. The free games that you'll get for your gold subscription have been revealed. This includes Warhammer Chaos Bane, available from the 1st to the 30th, and Maluka, available from the 16th to October 15th. And then the 360 versions that are free from those same dates in corresponding order are Zones of the Enders and Samurai Showdown 2. Both going to be...
Zones of the Enders only from the 1st to the 15th, not the 1st to the 30th, which is what the first one is.
Oh, yes. Thank you for the correction.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Speaking of D&D dice, I found this
every serious gamer of the tabletop genre needs.
So one of the things I will say about Arby's is if they're not known for their food, they're definitely known for their social media content. I don't know if anybody here has actually followed or seen any of the advertisements on Arby's, like the stuff they do with their cardboard cutout boxes and stuff, but they're heavy on the social media stuff and connecting with things like that. Like when Final Fantasy Remake was coming out, they had the Buster Sword in the sandwich.
Oh,
I know they're like really big into gaming stuff in general.
I just wish they put the same amount of effort from social media as they do into their food. I've never had an issue personally, but almost anybody I've ever talked to about Arby's has always reported less than happy experiences after leaving. Do with that information what you will.
Arby's is one of the companies that is. I think most companies are individually owned, so they do have a standard to go by, but they're not like the people who monetize them. They come out like once a month to look at stuff.
Oh, yeah. I know.
So,
But yeah,
it's pretty horrible.
yeah, they got the meats, but the customers tend to have the, you know what.
So I went ahead and linked both the link to the article as well as the link to the Arby's shop because I clicked on it and it's like big ass, like it's in your face. We're selling these dice.
Oh yeah.
But apparently, people asked about this stuff and asked, and Arby's is like, fine, here's some D&D dice. So it goes full circle. You can buy D&D dice for Arby's, and if we raise $150, we get Extralife D&D dice. It all comes full circle.
That being said, at the time of recording, they are sold out. I actually saw this article at work the day that it came out on the 26th at relatively early in the day. I think it was actually before work, like 6:30 in the morning, 6:50, just before around 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And it even said at the time of writing the article, they are sold out. That being said, they did have a notification system for when they will be back in stock. So I naturally signed up for it.
That's better than Xbox and PlayStation.
Right.
Oh, it does say right there at the bottom of my article there that they are sold out. But restocks are happening soon, so if you're interested, just submit your email to the website. They're only $12. I mean, and they look
pretty nice.
they look
Right.
pretty nice.
I take it it's a full standard set.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie.
So there's actually an Arby's not too far from my work. And like I saw the article and I'm like, oh, I'm going to Arby's for lunch. Get me some dice. And then I read the article and I'm like, oh. And then I went to the link and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Very sad.
Yeah, so that's yeah.
I was kind of hoping Ronnie might have been here before I went to this one, but beggars can't be choosers. The Matrix Resurrections title, trailer, and details have been revealed and confirmed. The new Matrix movie is going to be titled Matrix Resurrections. The title was announced alongside the first trailer for the upcoming film at CinemaCon, the annual convention for the National Association of Theater Owners in Las Vegas. It's supposed to hit theaters and release on HBO Max December 22nd. And the first official confirmation of the movie's title has been rumored for several months, has been confirmed as well. It's going to be called Resurrections. There hasn't been, as for the trailer though, although it has been released to the public, reports have filtered back that it contains what it contains for those lucky enough to see it at CinemaCon. And it's going to star Jessica Henwick, Ellen Hallman, Jonathan Groff, I'm not going to pronounce that, Daniel Bernhardt, and it's going to be directed by Lena Wachowski, who co-directed the previous 3 movies with her sister Lily.
Priyanka Chopra.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I wasn't sure, so I wasn't going to try.
I'm not 100 on that, but I feel phonetically
Yeah,
I'm in the ballpark.
Close enough.
Yeah.
So I had some opinion. The only reason I included this was because I thought my movie buff might have an opinion about it. I have opinions about the Matrix trilogy because they put so much I feel like this is just pretty much nostalgia. Remember?
Yeah.
Because the whole premise of the trailers for Matrix Revolution was everything that has a beginning has an end. And they beat home that the Matrix Revolution was supposed to be the end. And now I get the Resurrections title. And for the same article that I have here hinted that Neo has no memory of the Matrix or the real world, and Trinity also doesn't have any remembrance of it. I don't know.
That'll be interesting.
So there's no trailer. Damn it.
Not yet, but actually there is, but it was only shown to people at CinemaCon. And that's the annual convention of theater owners.
Yeah. Us common folk who don't own theaters are going to have to wait.
Hey, there we go. We can invest in a movie theater.
We can get previews even before the actual previews get released for everybody else, the plebs, if you will.
That is a thought that I actually have. Like, what if we just like, anyway.
Yeah, open one up right before COVID.
Right. So, look at this. Behold it. And at first glance, before I reveal who it's from or what it is, what are your thoughts on it?
So Xbox controller.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting design with the semi-fogged plastic on the front.
Pink, gold, and blue.
Artsy.
If you had to give 2 guesses, which game this is inspired for?
I'm trying to rack my brain. I can't think of anything.
Something that's coming up.
Yes.
Why am I drawing a blank? I keep thinking Cyberpunk, but I obviously know that's not what it is.
No. I don't think anybody's investing in that game anymore.
I don't know.
I don't follow games as much.
Forza Horizon 5 limited edition Xbox controller has been discounted at Walmart. It was $75, but now it's dropped to $69.
Nice.
Giggity. It's a, where is it? Wireless Xbox controller, and it revealed to be Bluetooth enabled.
I would hope so.
So that is from that controller. I thought that might be interesting. You can see how light and kind of blah everything's been in the gaming news world as of late, which I guess kind of goes hand in hand to what we talked about before.
So it's the 5th installment? Huh.
Yeah.
And this is the Horizon I was thinking of earlier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody makes a left turn.
So do you think the Bluetooth they're talking about is regular Bluetooth or Xbox's proprietary blend?
So my thought is that like with your phone or with any Bluetooth headset, I don't know who uses Bluetooth earpieces for cell phones anymore, but I think that's what they kind of think of it.
I hope so.
Not necessarily, because Xbox Cloud, they have mobile gaming now.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
So if I remember correctly, some headsets, like I've bought a couple true wireless headsets for Xbox, and I don't remember testing this, but I remember hearing that you can't connect them to like regular devices because they're a proprietary blend of, or like they're, Bluetooth. They like took Bluetooth and made it their own way. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
They have it at their own frequency.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's like slight changes because Bluetooth is open source. And
So it's like
theirs
green
isn't.
tooth.
Yeah, green tooth. They should probably get that checked out because
I was so
it is pretty bad.
They're over there. I'm over here. I'm like, I was so concerned when I saw over there.
You good over there, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just sorry. Going to the previous one, Neil Patrick Harris is in Matrix
Really?
Resurrection. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
That's why I was like,
He's going to be revising his role as Barney Stinson.
Suit up.
No, it says Keanu Reeves plays a character in therapy who tells his therapist, played by Neil Patrick Harris, that he had a dream. He had dreams that weren't just dreams. So when I read Neil Patrick Harris, I was just like,
That's gonna be a great
yes. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I am a big Matrix fan, so
I'm willing to bet right now that that therapist is not just gonna be a therapist.
oh yeah,
He's
most
gonna
definitely.
last more than just that one scene.
Yeah, it's Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
He's the new architect. That's my prediction.
Oh,
You heard it here first.
The end of the new trilogy, because it's probably gonna be a new trilogy. Has to be. You heard it here first.
But the controller, we see this every once in a while where, the newer game comes out, they splash something cool, but then it never really pans out the way. Coming off the Bluetooth, so right now we're in Bluetooth 5. I think that's the main thing that's really pushing right now, and so the frequency that pushes has better connection, and I think that's what a lot of the newer controllers are. Even though they say it's mixed, I think they probably, for the older games, have some of the older Bluetooth technology in it versus the newer stuff.
Yeah, I can't stand the Xbox proprietary blend because those headsets that are true wireless for Xbox, so they can't be used on PlayStation because of the Bluetooth. Yeah, they're the only headsets I've ever had where I can be within, like, closer than me to you of the device I'm connected to and still have my headset just disconnect
Yeah, that sounds like
without anything in between us.
that sounds like it's an older version, or they're
It's
trying to run
Xbox.
off of a semi-secured version that Bluetooth.
It's Xbox's proprietary blend of terrible Bluetooth, or as it's been so appropriately called, green tooth, because it's gangrenous and it needs to be pulled out.
Yeah, I didn't know you guys were ready. So the next controller merchandise that's been revealed is the Halo Infinite Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. God, that's a mouthful. I don't have an article attached to it. I just saw it on Facebook from IGN that this is the controller. It looks very Halo-esque.
Oh,
I'm not going to lie. So I think for the audience that's trying to target and everything, and for, for what it is, I think it looks relatively cool, decent.
I hate that I have a Series 2 Elite controller and that I don't have this one.
Honestly,
I think the 117 lights up.
I might pick this.
Like, look at the 117.
I know, it
Doesn't
looks
look
like
like
it,
Yeah.
I am most definitely going to probably pick up the Hex too, or no, the Hikes. Is it Hikes? HIXES.
What?
Huh?
If you abbreviate it,
HIXES2. Yeah.
yeah, Hikes.
Okay. I was
Oh,
like,
okay,
what
okay.
are you reading?
All
I'm
right.
looking over there like
Xbox
there's actual
Elite
words that
Series
spell
2.
this.
Yep.
Not all of
Hikes
us are
too.
awake.
Gosh, people, come on.
Hikes too.
We're in the age of abbreviation.
All right. I do this to you guys every time, but I apologize. We have now gotten into the
Your new
drama.
haircut? This isn't your new haircut? That's why you're wearing the hat?
I would
That's what
not
your hair
take
looks like?
anything. I would not portray any of my persona after this asshat. But let's just say I sympathize with him for a minute, okay? For a minute. The next 60 seconds. Has anybody heard anything about Dr. Disrespect lately?
Yes.
Go forward.
Well, in a recent stream, he said that he knows why he was banned. Hasn't gone public with it. He's known for, I think he said, a couple months, and that is why he is, and I quote, suing the fuck out of Twitch.
End quote.
End quote. I'm assuming he's not going into detail due to the ongoing lawsuit,
Right.
but yeah, that. And then I also, I'll let you finish your thing on that. And then
Yeah, essentially you hit it nail on the head. He's suing him. He actually revealed this during a recent stream. I don't think anybody here actually knows for sure why he got banned. We could speculate all day.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, if it's for something that so Louder with Crowder did this. He sued YouTube because they said that he did a bunch of shit on his channel that he didn't actually do. Or he's they didn't give detail as to why, right? So I anticipate that if Twitch's TOS have anything to do with how flagrantly or gray area that it is, that he might have a case. But again, nobody knows why this guy got knocked off Twitch, and even to this day, the only thing we have to go on is he saw it when it happened during his stream, the last stream he did on Twitch. So I would hate.
yeah, that's why he's suing the F out of the purple snakes, as he likes to call them.
Oh yeah, that was one, huh?
Yeah.
It's just another case of he got. I was just watching. South Park, of where all the people that got caught, pretty much with their pants down, are now trying to manipulate the situation to where people forget or they just don't get caught. I think this is kind of one of those situations where he got caught with something. And until records come out, I honestly think he got caught with something.
Yeah.
So
we'll find out as soon, because no lawsuit has been filed yet. Because I've kind of been looking for stuff on this. But no lawsuit's been filed yet. So as soon as there is some lawsuit, we will have some details, because it is all going to be public record.
Yeah. You know, guilt, or I almost said guilty until proven innocent. Innocent until proven guilty. So I guess Twitch is innocent right now.
Okay, so let's do. So how many of us actually don't care about this particular story? Show of hands.
I don't really care. I mean, I'm.
So
interested to
no.
know-
What I mean, as in, like, we're not gonna bring it up again, kind of deal. Don't care. Not. I'm gonna follow. I don't care enough to not follow it.
Well, I mean, when it comes out, because it's whenever the suit happens, it's going to be on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, whatever.
Let's put it this way: until anything substantial or more news than I'm suing them comes out, I don't really care. But once there's been real development, I would be interested in going over it.
So you do care.
Based off of the context that I said, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's what
I'm in the same boat.
So you do care because until something comes up.
In the meantime, I don't care, but like I'm not.
Okay. Let me just get to what I'm trying to get at. So, Ronnie, you said that you think he got caught with his pants down on something, and now he's trying to feign victim.
I did not have sexual relations with that man.
So let's that's an
interest, Shelby.
it's an interesting thing that he brought up because it's like I just prefaced the story as let me just sympathize with him for a minute, right? And he says no, he got caught with his pants down. So that's what I was going to do. I was going to take a vote. Who thinks Twitch is in the wrong? Who thinks no, Twitch did something kind of shady, kind of sketchy, you know? They tried to say he did something to violate their TOS, which, as we know, these companies like to throw out with no fucking proof, too. And then who's saying, no, Dr. Disrespect's in the wrong. You clearly did something wrong, and now you're being told to pay the price for it, and that price is you losing your channel. That's what's hitting at.
I think he's going to try to sue for whatever it is. It's probably going to be under the guidelines of
Breach of contract.
Either breach of contract or what's the thing to your character?
Defamation
of character.
Yeah, so it's either going to be one of those two. That's what he's really trying to sue for, not what he actually got terminated for.
That could very well be.
Makes a lot of
Also, one
sense.
other thing with this, he did say it is a 8-figure, about 8 figures that he's losing out on. So it's at least $10 million. And he did say if it wasn't like they'd be in negotiations right now because I guess the contract ended in would have ended in September. For what he had.
Alrighty. Uh-oh. Wrong window. Okay. Now we have gotten to our Activision Blizzard nonsense. And I do say nonsense because, you know, one would think, like, a lot of this stuff that you're finding out, especially about this company, should be pretty clear. Cut and dry, right? Someone has done wrong. You get rid of those people who have done wrong, right? And that'd be the end of it. But apparently we're still going through the rigmarole of investigations and other stuff and name changes. And name changes essentially brings me to my next article, is that the Overwatch development team changes McCree's name in light of Activision lawsuit. This goes back to what I was saying last week about how you want to immortalize good people. You don't want to immortalize, you know, the bad people. And I do have 3 videos that I'm going to watch of 2 different opposing reactions to this situation, kind of get your guys' feel for it and where everybody's mindset is at who plays and loves this game. So anyway, I'm not going to read the opening. It's the same thing we've kind of talked about last 4 or 5 weeks. Frat boy party culture, sexual harassment, Bill Cosby suite. One of those people was Diablo 4's lead director, Jesse McCree. The official, and I do have that. The official Twitter page shared a new message with fans explaining that why they felt this change was necessary and while the company wrestles with where to go next. Now, I'll have that at the end so we can all read, but we'll go over it in a minute. We realize that any change to such a well-loved and central hero in the game's fiction will take time to roll out correctly, and we'll update those as the work progresses. So, pretty much we don't know what the new name's going to be. We just know for sure that McCree's name is going to change. Yeah. I don't know how to roll this into something that kind of relates to us, because I don't have necessarily an attachment to this. This is a MOBA, you know. You know the character by name because it's hard for me to explain, but like that character has a set of abilities and you know that's that character. So I'm just kind of interested in to see what the name is going to change and whether or not this is going to be something that continues to be an ongoing how long can we roll this out process.
Yeah.
Or if they're waiting for it to just kind of be like swept under the rug.
One other thing that I saw with this, I had an article that was similar to this.
Mm-hmm.
It said they are also going to stop naming characters after employees or after real people.
Yeah.
It's probably smart.
Just because of the situation.
Yeah. Wouldn't want to have to do this again.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Which
going forward,
there'll never be a circumstance which would
warrant the situation.
warrant such a situation, yes. But
yeah, going forward, in-game characters will no longer be named after real employees, and there will be more thoughtful and discerning about adding real-world references in future Overwatch content. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead. So there's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and bring up 3 videos that I captured about this, and this kind of details what's going on, you know, in everybody's head. I was only able to find 2 people. The first one is going to be Super, San Francisco Shock's main tank for the Overwatch League, and he had a pretty vocal reaction. Wait, where'd it go? I guess I didn't bring it up. Whatever.
No, that is it.
Yeah, he had a pretty vocal reaction to what's going on. This is from a channel called Noob Hunter. So I kind of took it from them because I periodically watch them.
People are saying shit like, oh, this is just performative. Blizzard solving sexism. Fucking Blizzard, you know, wow, good job, they did it. You fucking dumb fucks. You cannot compare the developers of the game to the corporate overlords. The developers can't change the fucking company policy. It starts at the top, dumbasses. Why are these people so fucking stupid? These people are so dumb.
So he pretty much is saying there is that, okay, cool, you've dunked on the developers of this game, but you know, the developers aren't the one that are. You got to do something from change from the top, not necessarily worry so much about the developers. And at that, I just was wondering, do you agree with what he just said there, or do you disagree? Because, like, and on one hand, it very well could necessarily be that could be victim blaming, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of the coin, he does have a point. You can't blame developers for changes that people in a seniority or supervisory management position are refusing to acknowledge and are refusing to change.
Yeah.
That's kind of like when you get into anything like that, everything stems from some point of view.
Mm-hmm.
You have a manager that is corrupted by power. All it does is take one person to cause the effect of how everything changes.
Right.
And that's the thing is like where it could have been somebody that doesn't work at the company anymore that started this. Maybe one of these people that all quote unquote left way before this really hit the fan started something like this. We don't know. We're just being told what's currently active going on with the company.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to business, it comes to this is everybody or everybody who has a big company. What's making me money? If that's making me money, all right, I'm not going to pay attention to this other stuff. It always, they cut corners, whatever it is. You are name blaming in a sense because you're like, oh, no, it's them or it's this or that. Honestly, unless somebody is dedicated to making sure everything is running fine, you're nitpicking if you're micromanaging every single thing, there's stuff going to fall through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to fall through the cracks to where they're going to overuse their power, whatever. It doesn't matter what's going to happen. You can blame who you want to blame. Eventually, if it wasn't now, something like this was bound to happen. And it's sad to say because that is actually human society, or that is human. It is. It's
human nature.
It's human nature.
Society.
Because it's not just this. If you look throughout our entire history, stuff like this has happened. I mean, like I just said a little bit ago about the policy with, South Park, where they're talking about all the presidents and all these other people that got caught with stuff that, they shouldn't have. It's that whole sense of they got caught. Now we're going to try to fix it. And unless they got caught, nothing was going to change.
Yeah.
So South Park did it. That's all I got to say.
So this is later in the same stream. He pretty much talks about
No one's gonna be happy at this point. Blizzard can't. They're in a fucking catch-22. If they keep in like Cree or McCree, people are gonna get upset that
Yo, super.
they're
Can I hit you with the young 77 known
that they're not doing enough. And then if they do change the McCree part or the Cree part, then there's gonna be people saying that they're like catering to like Snowflake. Like they're not gonna win. No matter what they do, they're fucked. So at this point, fucking the Overwatch.
I want to thank Super for all the F-bombs because now we're up to like 13. I forgot
I lost
that.
count,
Yeah, I forgot that he did that. So he's essentially saying there that Blizzard is pretty much screwed because they can, if they choose to keep aspects of McCree's name in, someone's going to be offended by it. Because I don't know, it goes.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, because like
very famous thing of this Salem Witch Project, Salem Witches.
Mm.
You're a heretic. What happened? Oh, we start shaming these people. You literally shame these people. One, because either you don't know their backstory.
Right.
You had a child out of wedlock. Well, you don't know their backstory of how they got to that. And that was in the age before we have what we have of like where they can abort the child. And even then nowadays, women are being ridiculed because of that, and they don't know their story behind that. And it's the peer pressure of people doing this, and that's what society does. And that's why our society is so messed up, because when some person has the right mind and can say the right words, and you can turn a crowd against one person. And we've seen it done many of times, and one bad thing like this. Mm-hmm. They are in a catch-22. No matter what's going to be done, no matter what they do, no one's going to be happy. And that's the one thing I do tell my wife. No matter how much you please, you can't please everybody, no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So stop stressing about it, because you're never going to please everybody. So
this final one comes from a streamer and pro Overwatch player by the name of Red Shell. He is a prominent top 500 support player, and he had a different point of view on this whole situation.
Let's see how many more F-bombs we get.
Right.
I don't like how they're telling us, oh, we were gonna release new content, but we're just not going to because of his name. And I think that's just very bullshit. Like, dude, we haven't received new content in 2 years. Like, who are you lying to? So apparently the only way to get new content from Overwatch is canceling the fucking game, canceling the characters. Like, I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, I've lost count.
He only had one.
Yeah. He had the S word.
So
that's a good amount for
so he had a different. So
that word's acceptable though.
So previously, Super was saying, it's catch-22. You change the name, you cater to snowflakes. You don't change the name, people are going to be in uproar. Why are we still remembering this person? Red Shell saying, the only way that we're going to get new content is if you change the name. And that's not right. It takes literally a lawsuit for you guys to jump up and finally decide to make content for your game.
Well,
It's pretty ridiculous.
It's like
Yeah.
what we talked about. They're losing revenue, and they're trying to keep people interested in the game. Now, especially since you have Valorant, you have Fortnite, you know, all these other games that are being released for this stuff. They're seeing they thought that they were going to be able to bounce back from this, because I noticed that a lot of I play Hearthstone, you know, one of their products, and I noticed within the last month they've had a lot of stuff drop, and a lot of features and a lot of this and that, and I think those were probably dropped ahead of schedule than what they were expecting, was because they're losing revenue on this stuff because of this lawsuit. Because a lot of big name streamers and all that stuff have abandoned them.
So this is pretty much, I pulled this directly from the Twitter page for Play Overwatch. We built the Overwatch universe on the idea that exclusivity, equity, and hope are the building blocks of a better future. They are central to the game and to the Overwatch team.
I just want to interrupt. It's inclusivity, not exclusivity.
Oh, yeah.
You want to include people, not exclude.
Yeah.
No, they want to exclude people.
Yeah, certain people. As we continue to discuss how best to live up to the values and to demonstrate our commitment to creating a game world that reflects them, we believe it's necessary to change the name of a hero currently known as McCree to something that better represents what Overwatch stands for. We realize that any change to such a well-loved and central hero in the game's fiction will take time to roll out correctly, and we will share the updates as this work progresses. In the near term, we have planned to kick off a narrative arc in September supported with the new story and game content, of which McCree was a key part. Since we want to integrate this change into the story arc, we will be delaying the new arc until later this year, and instead launching a new FFA map free-for-all this September. Going forward, in-game characters will no longer be named after employees, and we will be more thoughtful and discerning about adding real-world references to in future Overwatch content. This will help reinforce what we're building, a fictional universe that is unmistakably different from the real world, and better illustrates that this creation of Overwatch is truly a team effort. Work on these updates is underway, and we're going to be doing our part, our ongoing commitment to honest reflection, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read the rest of it. Anyway, essentially what they're saying is now that we're in hot water, we're going to make sure our updates and everything going forward will change and reflect that. The part of this that I'm bothered by is that they say that this is a fictional universe that is unmistakably different from the real world. First of all, Rialto, London, King's Row.
Completely non-real life.
These aren't real life locations.
No,
Yeah.
no.
100%.
Petra,
They're all fictional.
Temple Anubis.
Can't you tell by the name?
We came up with that.
Right.
Nobody ever thought of
So you can't give us, these are fake.
No copying infringement.
Right. No, you can't give us that. So that was the last piece that I had.
All right, that's all yours.
Go ahead.
That's all information or worlds and all that stuff. They're based on some type of reality or some other type of fiction. So now I had a question. Is McCree his last name or is that his first?
That's his last name.
Yeah.
So is the first name him or the last name?
The full name is him.
The guy, I think they said the guy's name was Jesse McCree.
Jesse McCree.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the actual.
That's the name of the developer, and that's the name of the
name
character.
of the character is
Okay.
McCree.
I just didn't know if it was
Jesse
like
McCree is the name of the character.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
It's just everybody calls him McCree.
Yeah,
That's
that
his
could-
name when you're selecting it.
right.
But the lore.
No. I got you.
You should just name him John McClee.
I was about to say, like with Halo.
John McClane.
Yeah.
No.
That's
Well,
a real,
technic-
that's
no,
a
technically-
real hero in that he was in war, so he's considered a hero.
Oh.
Whether or not you like him, liked him, but yeah, like with Master Chief, his real name is John, but he's almost never referred to as that.
Yeah.
So tell me when to stop.
It'll tell you when to stop.
All right. So that is all your news you said, right?
Yep, go for it.
Okay. So a couple things I had since we're doing the Activision Blizzard thing. Blizzard World of Warcraft's next update will be removing more developer names due to the ongoing scandal. That's all I'm going to say on that because we've beat that with like a dead horse. Anyway, Red Cross is going to be hosting a month-long streamathon event. Red Cross is hosting a charity stream event and Fall Guys tournament fundraiser for families from September 9th to October 16th. Streamers can join the fun for prizes, giveaways, blah, blah, blah. You can check that out at redcross.org after you donate to Extralife.
Yeah.
And then in kind of sort of Fortnite news, well, it's Apple news. Apple will, it's kind of related to their lawsuit. Apple will allow developers to promote alternative payments outside of their apps. So not what Fortnite did. Like Fortnite just said, okay, pay Apple $9.99 for your V-Bucks, or you could pay us directly for $7.99 for the same amount of V-Bucks. But they can, so what they can do is say, you can buy them here on the app for $9.99, or you can go to, I'll just use like Spotify. You can buy Spotify Premium here, or you can go buy Spotify Premium on Spotify's website itself, if it's a little cheaper or whatever. But that way, Spotify is not having to pay Apple their 30% or whatever it is, which is kind of related to the Fortnite thing. And then Fortnite is having its update 17.5 tonight. And in that update, it is believed there is going to be the Shang-Chi skin from the upcoming Marvel movie.
Which releases this Friday.
Yeah, so that'll probably be coming out, if I had to venture a guess, sometime this week. This is the last update before the end of the season. Also, one thing with Fortnite is they did have, I forget the character's name, Will Smith's character from Bad Boys. I want to say it's like Mike Lowry or something.
Sounds right.
They had him as a skin in the store. Halo news.
Yes, I was right. It releases the 3rd of September.
All right. Halo Infinite writer explained why there wasn't any campaign teasers or anything at either E3 or Gamescom. And that is because he said that the team is hard at work, just sharpening everything up, making sure it's that they don't want to take away anything from that and have like a cyberpunk situation. And taking people away from that is taking away from play tests they're going through, fixing high priority bugs and other things like that. So they've only been working on only been teasing the multiplayer stuff. And then also the Halo Infinite PC specs have come out, or system requirements, I should say. So PC minimum requirements is a Windows 10, Intel i5 4440 or an AMD FX 8370, 8 gigs RAM, and an NVIDIA 1050 Ti or a AMD Radeon 570. So you got it. All right, the recommended specs are Windows 10 still, Intel i7 9500K, or AMD Ryzen 7 3700X, 16 gigs RAM, NVIDIA RTX 2070, or you're above minimum.
Also, how are you going to add to the count?
Or an AMD RX 5700 XT. And DirectX 12 with both of those with 50 gigs of storage.
You just hit me with, you're average.
You're above average.
Yeah, never mind.
Never mind.
That's what he was told in school.
And then also also one thing that was kind of talked about lately is a competitor for Halo, Splitgate. I know we kind of talked about it earlier before Zach got here. Have you heard of Splitgate?
The name is reminiscent, but I can't place any images in my head.
Okay, so I was actually playing it a little bit earlier today. So as basically what it is it's a combination of Halo and Portal. So your guy you can shoot portals on the wall, jump through, shoot through them, whatever. Takes a little. I only played like 5 games, just got my feet wet in it, but it's pretty damn fun.
Okay, I think we talked about this once a while back.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it.
That's possible. It's by 1047 Studios. It is free to play, and the people that are saying that it is going to be a competitor is because it's not going to be exclusive to Xbox. It's going to be on all consoles, Xbox, PC, and PlayStation with crossplay. And then also Halo news. Halo Esports, the HCS, the Halo Championship Series, has official partnered teams that include Cloud9, Envy, and FaZe Clan, to name a few. There are a total of 9 teams at launch, and there are going to be more to come. Looked like most of the teams are North America teams, with Eurasia and Pacific to come down the line.
It's so weird because I think I remember asking everybody if you guys were more excited about mainstream games coming and being announced or indie games. See if you guys were more interested in seeing indie games come out, or if you're more interested in the next new game. And I think everybody was kind of like wondering what the next big indie game coming out was going to be.
Honestly, I don't pay attention to games.
Fair enough.
I get all my gaming news from you guys, pretty much.
I've been pretty busy the last couple of weeks. Haven't really been keeping up with that. Although I do have a little bit in my news section.
Go for it.
So there's an indie developer who, by the name of Emika Games, and they released a game called Summer of 58. It's a little horror game. So the big deal about this, it had over 200 and I think over 250 reviews and came highly good or highly positive on Steam. But they've made so little money off the game that they can't make a new game. Their game that they had currently in development, they had to step away from because they just weren't making money. And the reason for this is Steam's refund policy, which is if you haven't played the game for more than 2 hours, you can return it. But this game, you beatable in roughly 90 minutes. It's only about, so it's about $7 USD. It's not like a full price game. But, a lot of people have been returning it, and so they've made so little money that they can't even, continue development on their current work. And so they said in a tweet that, thanks for all the support and love, but because of this, because everybody's returning it, we're unable to actually do this. So it's going to be indefinitely put on hold unless something changes, basically. Yeah. So a highly liked and highly rated game, but almost all of their purchases have been returned because you could beat it in 90 minutes. And the refund policy says 120. Yeah.
Well, I guess they just need to make longer games.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah, because you would think that you would want to make sure that you have a game whose content runs maybe an Assassin's Creed, maybe.
Well, this is an indie developer, and I mean it's not like they're charging Assassin's Creed pricing or even half that or half of half that. It was only about $7 USD.
Okay, I'll do you one better. Do you remember the game Limbo?
I do.
Okay, that was a game that took longer than 2 hours to beat. And that's if you were flawless in it. I just think that we have allowed video game developers to get lazy with their content.
Well, yeah, but Limbo was also about $20 when it came out new.
Limbo's free. All you got to do is go under the stick.
So we're going.
And you
back
guys
to
wanted to
the
kick me out.
Whoa.
Or mute me. I'm sorry.
Kicking you out.
I said mute me.
Not on camera, at least.
Maybe put you behind
So
the screen.
let me rephrase that. You guys all hate my jokes.
Yeah, you got a face for radio, and your jokes match.
That was my joke like 2 weeks ago.
How's it feel?
Same as normal.
Still a good joke. No, but yeah, Limbo at its fresh price, if you will, was $20.
So how much would you charge for an indie game?
Well, again, indie games, some of them do have a lot of content. Like, you know,
Yeah.
they can. That one, I think I beat it all within. Actually, it didn't take me too long to beat Limbo. It was difficult to get all the achievements, but it wasn't really that difficult to beat the game, in my opinion. I don't know exactly how long I went through it, but I'd say it couldn't have been too much longer than 2-3 hours. But a game that's less than half the price being beatable in half the time, roughly, that doesn't really sound that unreasonable, especially because of all the positive reviews. Like 90 minutes of sitting down playing through a game without stopping doesn't sound that bad for a game that you spent less than you'd spend on like a foot long at Subway.
Well, you got to remember, because you have a lot of games that don't have the development power behind it, like Among Us that made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And then you have indie games that, like Splitgate.
You're talking about development power. There's only 2 guys doing Among Us.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
though.
now at 5,
That-
I think.
that-
Yeah, I think that's what we
You also
discussed
got to
last
think
week.
Among
But they
Us
were.
came out years
Yeah.
ago.
So hang on.
And it's continuously.
Hang on. So
Yeah.
Among Us at the time only had 2 guys working on it, and then they didn't have a whole lot of like stuff behind it. I mean, look how it blew up and how much money it made. Then you got games like Splitgate, also from an independent developer who may have more development power, but their game may not be doing as hot as you would want it to. You still have people that you got to pay for it, so you got to make sure that you're pricing yourself fairly, but at the same time, you're also not like you're paying your guys, because it still takes people developing that game, unless it was a game that everybody loves, like working on it, or like, oh, let's just see where this takes us.
Yeah, that's the problem with starting. I actually almost got into the gaming industry from high school. That would have been a interesting thing.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
But I kind of didn't, because I knew how cutthroat the industry was with all this stuff that's going on. And it's still, not to this day, it's still, especially with all the return policies. I understand some games, but like from my point of view, it's like when I go see a movie. Like, I'm going to go see the movie to see the movie. Even though I've read a lot of reviews on it and stuff, if I really wanted to see the movie, I'm going to go spend the money to see it. Now, some movies, yes, most definitely I regretted spending that money, but I saw it because I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's a movie I'm like, I'll just wait for it to come to DVD, because it's like, yeah, I'm not really, enthused about it, so I'll just wait. That's kind of how I was with Black Widow.
Right.
I've still yet to see it. I'm going to wait for it to be free on Disney Plus, and then I'll watch it, because I just think it was a movie that didn't really need to be done because of how they ended off with everything.
More specifically with how long they waited to release it. It's missed its prime time.
And this is, I understand now why they didn't release it straight to streaming. Because of, look at everything that we're going through with her suit with him. Because I was like, well, you have the streaming service, just release it. But now I see why, because it was supposed to go to theaters. And yeah, it's, I just, some indie games, they're good. It's really a hit and miss with some indie games. I mean, right now I'm playing, I mentioned this before, Dyson Sphere, where pretty much your whole objective is to build a Dyson Sphere around the sun. So you got to go to different galaxies and stuff, different star systems to gather resources, making a big network to form this one thing around one sun. So it's another like Factorial and what's that other game? There's so many of those games now where they're just, managing time.
Yeah.
But a lot of those all started off as indie games, and it's like either one streamer finds it and they pick it up. That's how Among Us really hit big, and that's like right now, the Valkyrie, who really kind of blew up because of Among Us. They're currently playing Mage Quit, which I just saw. It's a pretty fun game. But I've seen them play a bunch of different games that, they look like indie games. And they just had Ludwig just had a tournament with what is it? Tower Terror.
I haven't been watching him lately.
It's one of the games on the Switch. They played it a few years ago, but he just had a big tournament. And Tower, the game's been out for 2 years now. And Ludwig's just now had all these big name streamers, and within his group playing this game. And so, it really just, what really pushes these games are streamers nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's not these little ones. It's a big streamer.
It's the big streamers, and then the little streamers get on it.
Yeah.
To try to get some of those viewers. Since we're talking kind of that, I did see it was like a suggested thing on YouTube for, I think it was Saikuno. It said they were playing, I forget what game, but then it said that and Among Us, and this game feels new again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what updates Among Us has had since. I know they've done the new map.
I thought unless it's a mod, there is another map.
They released a 5th map?
I think so. It might be it might be a player-made map though, which but even then, like a lot of the Among Us stuff, a lot of people the craze kind of came back a little bit, but like for us, I've only seen all those people that do play it. It's only fun when you have a group of friends.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But when you try to get like all these other people in, it's just not the same, because you can't, like, you don't know when David's lying or
Or you do, and he doesn't appreciate
it. And flips out about, David, we know you're in the podcast. No, I'm not.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah, never.
Never.
No, there was a time where on that's a yeah.
But yeah, that kind of sucks for that particular indie developer who got messed up. It'd be one thing if the game was bad. Nobody would feel bad for him. But for a price that's almost half of what movie tickets cost nowadays, a regular time, not like early bird matinee. But yeah,
Sorry, I just remembered something. Go ahead, finish your thought.
Oh, that was basically I just thought that was pretty messed up.
It sounds better than Avatar: The Last Airbender game, where you're paying $14 to rent it and you beat it within.
You literally got all the achievements in 2 minutes.
Yeah. 5 minutes
I
at the
bought that
most.
because it was on sale. I don't remember how much it was, but it was on sale, and I was like, oh, I like this show. I'll buy it. Yeah.
So the thing I just remembered is with Fortnite right now, they are doing it's kind of a collaboration with Time Magazine. It's called A Look Through Time, I believe, where it is, because it is just past the anniversary of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. So they built, like, I don't know what it's called, but the DC Plaza, where you got like the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, the big reflecting pond and everything. And it does have like the speech playing in the background, and then there's mini games you can do in that. That I thought was really cool, and because it was 1963, I think the 28th of this month, that he gave the speech. So it was math years ago. But yeah, I thought that was something that was really cool that they did.
That is pretty cool.
Alrighty. we're going to go ahead and call this an episode. Thank you for everybody who joined us for this episode of Gaming News. If you haven't already, please make sure you check out our Linktree below, and make sure you pay extra close attention to that Extralife campaign that's down below there as well. Also, thank you for everyone who supports us, all of our supporters on Anchor, and as well as our Anchor advertiser as well. Thank you for listening to us. We don't know what service you're listening to us on, but we greatly appreciate any review that you give us. We've never asked for 5-star, but this guy would.
Yes, we do.
So thank you again for joining us. If you're watching the stream, still hang out with us. We're going to continue on. If this is you listening on Spotify, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back with more pre-scheduled episodes, as well as more potentially gaming news coming in the future. Check out the Linktree, find ways to communicate with us, send us emails, the whole shebang, and communicate and see us on all our socials. I've been here with
Irishguy, aka Mike.
This is Doc.
In Zmainia.
Thanks everybody for joining the show. I've been Game Boy. You guys enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you sometime later.